Welcome everybody to PK Woodworking, and I just wanted to say, if you've been watching any of these videos, these boxes that I'm unloading of all of this ducting from Oneida, they've definitely been thorn in my side. So getting all of these boxes out of here and getting this ducting laid out so I can get it installed has definitely been something on my list for a long time. So I'm going to stick a card in the top corner so you can see I'm attaching all of this ducting to an Oneida Super Dust Gorilla that's I've had for a long time, but I built a room outside to mount to. So I'm going to attach a card in the top corner so you can click on that to check a look at that if you want to, and understand a little bit more about what I'm connecting it to. It's a 3 horsepower full dust collection with a ball door motor that kind of mounts on top, all metal, and it came with an 8-inch duct intake, where the new ones are only 7-inch, which I don't understand if there's a difference or not. But I did have the Oneida people design all of the duct work and design the actual, I guess, setup of it this time around. I'm going to also click on or install another card at the top so you can check out when we removed the old ductwork that I had that went through the attic into the single car garage for my last shop. That was all 6-inch plastic storm pipe. It was probably a 50-foot total run to some of the different tools I had in the last setup at 6 inches. This is much more free-flowing and shorter runs to each machine, so I do get much better dust collection than I did before. Even though it wasn't bad before, now it's at a different kind of level. So super excited about just the opportunity to be able to rearrange the dust collection, because it wasn't optimal last time. I did it on a budget, and this time I went with the setup from Oneida, ordered everything from them, and really happy with it. So there's lots of taping, lots of adjusting, lots of sheet metal screws going on here right now. And I didn't buy the super expensive pipe. I bought the regular, I think it's 24 gauge piping, I assume, and it's snap pipe. You put it together, but it's definitely rigid enough for me. I don't have any problem with it deforming or anything like that when I turn on a machine, so it seems to be working great for me so far. You'll see that the main trunk that kind of comes out of the middle is kind of comes down to 7 inches at the very end, but it goes 8 inches all the way through that point. And then right now I'm doing the drop for my what I thought was going to be for a shaper and for my bandsaw. However, I decided to not put my shaper there, and so the bandsaw is really what gets it. And after this, I modify it later on to have some dust collection for that Nova drill press I just pushed out of the way, and that's going to end up going underneath my new bench that I built across the front. Although I'm not super excited about the dust collection it gives me at the drill press, I have not heard anybody who's super excited about dust collection at their drill press yet. So anyways, some of the opportunities or challenges here is how to get the pipe really rigid when it's going to come down for a drop like I'm going to show now. I systematically put some tape, metal tape, to hold it from the ceiling down, and with enough screws and definitely enough of the tape, it ends up being pretty rigid. You'll see that this drop that I end up putting that goes in the middle of the shop that's going to support the Sandex CWI 37-inch double drum sander comes down pretty low from the way that they designed it from Oneida. And so after I got most of it installed, I realized it was going to be way too low for me. So I did some re-engineering of it in the midst of it and shortened it up and made it a little closer to the ceiling. I decided since then to rearrange it again, and now I'm going to bring another trunk across the top of the ceiling and kind of split this part of it up so it doesn't hang so low. It every once in a while it gets in the way of you even walking around. So you'll and you'll see it in many of the videos. So hopefully that will be a great change. I'm supposed to get all that piping coming in the next week or so, and then I'll get all that up, and you'll start seeing that differently in new videos that'll come in the future. But after I get this center part completed, which I'm getting close to here, it starts to, you'll see a gap here where I don't know what happened to that particular video, but you'll see me branching it off, and it actually goes through a cabinet over here on the right. And these cabinets that I have mounted on the walls are temporary. They came out of the old shop, and I've decided to reuse them for a while until I decide exactly how I want to organize them. If I want drop down shelves in them or something that come out of them to make them more useful. I haven't really decided what to do yet. So I'm just reusing them, which means that to make this work the way I need to, that one of the pipes is actually going through that top shelf of that cabinet from one side to where my table saw is. And I'll move the camera here in just a second so that you get to see a better idea what that looks like. But I actually had to kind of take up that top shelf, and lots of MDF cutting and fun that happened along the way to get that to happen. The most important part of really some of this, ducting when you're doing it is to make sure that it's really well sealed. And I think I went through a total of maybe 2 full rolls of the metallic tape to get it really tight with everything, and making sure that it was as lossless as possible. And it actually, is a better feeling to understand and know that after you've finished it that it's going to be airtight. So spend some time with that if you're doing yours. Here's where it went through that cabinet, and then I'm coming down to the first drop. That was going to be for my router table. That drop is now going to serve a different purpose in the future, which I'm going to keep a secret now, but sooner or later it'll come out. But I'm building the actual drop right there, and it's a 6-inch drop, and it splits off into 2 4-inch blast gates at the bottom. I guess I could have explained some of the blast gates at the top too, but each one of those ducts that is going to go into that center drop that went into the CWI 37-inch double drum are 2 4-inch gates. And then I have another 4-inch gate that came off it that I use for my low-angle pocket screw machine that really works fantastic for that. And then it has a 5-inch port at the bottom that was for my planer. And again, it works great. You're going to see that I've got a different machine that came in this week that'll take the place of that. But and now I'm coming across the top of that one cabinet to come back down the other side to do my my table saw. So thanks for putting up with this. I know it was a little bit of kind of Tetris and going back and forth with all of this ducting, but I'm really happy with it, and I really recommend Oneida. They don't give me anything, not paid for, bought it myself, but really happy with it. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe.